Hello, boys. I don't know what I'm doing. So, I guess I'm just gonna talk about every single Beyblade I own. Because reasons, I guess. I don't really know why I'm doing this. I just thought there'd be a way for me to remember this and then one day think, wow, I like this a little bit too much. But I guess I'm talking about them. So, yeah. And I guess we'll start right here. We got Sprignut, except he doesn't have his driver since I just lost that. And yeah. Nubion A2, Orbit, competitive part, never mind, probably isn't anymore. Kirbyus, because Kirbyus, also broken. My first Beyblades broke it super easily, somehow. I forgot how. I guess it just did, which is my first Beyblade that has actually ever broken. And it's weird because it doesn't happen to most people, and I didn't do anything wrong with it. I just battled it, and it just broke, which is kind of sad. But it's Kirbyus, so, you know. Moth, whatever your name is again. You kind of suck. You're cool for a little bit, and then you just went with everybody else. Shrouded in forever lost. Then the good boy, we have Legend Spryzen, which of course is one of my first good Beyblades in terms of one of my first God Bays, which of course is really competitive. Then we have Odax, which again sucks. It's really loose, like, yeah, really loose. So that's that. Excalibur, Excalius. I really like this Bay. It's probably one of my favorite Beyblades of all time. One in iron, and it's just really good. You could basically use any parts for any type and it'll be really good. It's actually pretty round too. Valtryek, this was basically my first Beyblade, along with Spryzen S2. And this one's also really loose. Yeah, it looked like it took a lot of force, but it's really loose. And then a worn down variable. I actually had to use carpet to wear it down. Unicrest. Yeah, I used to think this was so overpowered, but then I got more Beyblades and then it became like, eh. Then we have Longinus here, or Luinor, Nightmare Luinor. First the Left Spin Bay, my only Left Spin Bay other than the Spryzens I have. I like this Bay, except it's not exactly the best Bay I have, which is kind of weird. But yeah. Odax, this is my second Odax I got because first one's Extreme was bad, and then this one's starting to wear down, so that's not good, but whatever. I got it mostly for the Extreme, and the fact that the set this came with another Valtryek, which I needed. Then we have Valtryek V3 with Reboot. I kind of like Reboot, even though it's kind of bad. It's fun, and when it actually works, it's cool. Then this was my first God Bay. This is Legend Spriggan Takaratomi, and I put in Left Spin because a Left Spin's cool, but it's not good. And it's basically my only Takaratomi Bay that I have, which is kind of sad, but can't really buy stuff online, so yeah. What's next? Death Scyther. I kind of like this. It's my favorite single layer, I think. Pretty light, pretty standard for an attack type. Then we have Zootron. Yeah, the metal balls in it. It seemed like such a special Beyblade, but it's basically lost in a lot of people's memories. Then weight, which is useless. Then there's my first Odax, which actually came with my first Extreme. It's really worn down right now, by now. Valtryek. It's one of my favorites because it actually came with a Bay Locker. I really like its color scheme. I really like that's black, and I actually kind of like using it. It's one of my favorite single layers. Kinetic Setsum. Yeah, here he is. Also kind of loose for God Bay. And then Loop. I like using Loop. It's fun because if you put it at an angle, like if you put it, so if this is the stadium and you put it at an angle basically like this, it hops around. It's so fun to use. Then we have Trident. I don't use it much, but I kind of got it for hold, and it's okay, I guess. It's cool. Quetzalcoatl, this was actually a gift I gave to my brother, but since we both use Beyblades, it's kind of both of ours. Jerk, pretty cool, except it doesn't really work. Yeah. Next one, Rock Tour R2 with Revolve. I need another Revolve because this one makes the Beyblade super loose. And also one of my first I think this was like my third or fourth Beyblade that I got. Then we have Wyron. I think this was like my fifth or sixth Beyblade. Yeah, I've had this for a while. Don't use it all the time though. Then we have Genius J3 here. I kind of like Guard. It's okay, except it's not very good. Then Genius, you know. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty okay. Then we have Excalius X2. I like it, but it's definitely not the best Beyblade in the world. Excalibur is good, but this one's okay. Then we have Spryzen Requiem S3, which is probably one of my favorite bays. It's my brother's favorite bay, basically. And yeah, cool right and left spin, the rubber, which is cool. Then it comes with Zeta, too, which is really good, really nice. Then we have this Nepstrius, yeah, that's right. Zephyr and Vertical. I don't understand why the cards on me had this Zephyr and Vertical, a defense and a basically an attack type part together. Didn't make any sense to me. And yeah, it's supposed to come with trans, except it doesn't because Hasbro's kind of cheap on that. Yeah, I like the color scheme though. Looks really nice. Next one's Gaianon G2. This is probably my go-to for defense type for dual layers. It's cool. It's really rugged and everything. And it comes with quarter, which I actually kind of like because it makes them balance, and then fusion, which is my only fusion now. Next one, Cognite C3. I like it, except something is kind of wrong. If it'll just focus. Well, it's not focusing, but it's basically in defense mode, stamina mode right now, and it can't really do it right now. But basically, if you put it in attack mode, it'll be super loose, and when you launch it, it will basically just go into defense mode. So it's kind of bad. But it does come with Meteor and everything, so it's cool. And it's round 2, so you can kind of use them for defense types. Ifritterite 2, this is one of my favorite dual layers, because it has 3 points for sharp attacks, and it's pretty good. Comes with Magnum and Liner. Liner is probably one of the worst drivers made for Beyblade, because it doesn't really do anything. So yeah. Then this is my second Valtryek. This is my newer one, the red one, that special target set. And variable doesn't wear down, so I'm kind of glad that I have this one. Also, it's definitely tighter than the old Valtryek I have. Spryzen, basically my second/first Beyblade. as you can see, it is really, really used because I've used this in a ton of battles and everything. So it gets really worn. I had to give it a new, new Unite, because this thing was so worn down. Like, so let me show you my other Unite I had. This was my old Unite. I broke this, so it's basically a rubber flat now. This was the one it came with, so yeah. Next we have Minivores, kind of just a filler Beyblade, and light, jumpy a little bit, and it's cool. Then my last one that I gotta show is the green V3. I kind of like this because it is a little tighter than the original one, and the springs are tighter too, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, it is a stamina type, which it's cool because I don't have many of them. Comes with Fugal, comes with 4. Pretty okay. So those are all my Beyblades. And then I have some other boys and other stuff. Like I have this Jaggy tip as an extra part. And then I also have this other impact as well. Along with my launcher, you know, just standard LR dual threat launcher with a super grip. I've had this for a while, and then that. And then this boy, the Hasbro sword launcher. It's cool, it's powerful, and yeah, so, and it's cool. So that's basically everything that I have. Oh, also I got another dual threat, but it's kind of meh. But yeah, that's basically everything I have, along with these other few drivers, and yeah, that's, I guess, my whole Beyblade, all my Beyblade collection. One day I'll look back at this and think, I was obsessed with this. Probably have more than this after this. But yeah, I guess that's everything.